everybody, peace and harmony here with you today. More symptoms on the covert narcissist. This person seems to be so low-key, so unassuming, so quiet, so meek, almost like a little kitten. They are very soft-spoken, very unassuming, very unaggressive. There's just a really sweet quality about them. Very approachable, usually very quiet, and will let you take the leadership right away. Really, they will let you start giving right away. There seems to be a place for you in their life, very easily for you to fall into sync with them. There's lots that you can do for them, from everything to planning the outing, to deciding what clothes they're going to wear, to who their friends are going to be. And as things start to continue in the relationship, you realize that as you start to continue to give and give and give and give to this person, you find that it's taking an imbalance, or it's taking more and more and more out of you, and you find that you don't have an equal representation in the relationship. It becomes a situation almost like where you're bringing gifts before the king. The king is sitting up in their chair, very quiet, looking off into the distance, and you, as their humble servant, are there giving gifts, laying the gifts upon the altar, laying gifts upon the steps, and you keep coming back with gifts and gifts and more attention, satisfying their needs, and yet they kind of tend to refer to you as their humble servant, or really what tends to be, in a very unpronounced way, as a source of supply for them, for which they're really not interested in giving you back what you truly need. Be it true love, be it true guidance, be it true support, be it true time and attention. There might be a deficit there. Each situation is unique and different. There might be a deficit of eye contact, a deficit of affection, a deficit of listening. They're not able to attend to you really in what you need, and you're starting to feel that there's a belittling, an imbalance here, a discomfort, and you realize that in this endless self-sacrifice, you're being abused because the covert narcissist, they see you, it's almost like a bystander that sees you ready to just jump off of a cliff, and they just kind of like let it happen. And really, a healthy person who wasn't as needy, who didn't need so much help, who didn't need so much attention, who didn't need you so much in their life, just had this huge gaping hole of need within them, the healthy person would say, "Oh, I got this. You don't have to do this anymore for me. I got this. You know, I'm fine. Let's do something for you now." And there would be an equal recognition. There would be an equal back and forth. There would be an open communication. There would be an open acknowledgement. There maybe wouldn't be the silent treatment so much. It's more an abuse of deprivation, an abuse of neglect, an abuse of silence. And this occurs in a mutually entered into relationship with somebody. The covert narcissist, which is different from the overt, they're very much the same sort of insecure, afraid person underneath that you were attracted to, and you felt that you could provide a role in their life for, you could fill a need for, you were like the missing piece in their life. You're like the magic missing piece. And yet in the covert narcissist, there isn't as much the discard as it is just a gradual omission of attention. It's more of an abuse of omission, or void, or neglect, or remaining aloof, remaining distanced, remaining untouchable, remaining inaccessible. It's a very passive form of abuse. but nonetheless hurtful, because in relationships there has to be a two-way street. I mean, there just has to be a two-way street. Whether it's, you know, husband and wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, parent-child, I mean, there has to be a two-way street. And, you know, it's an abuse of authority because they're just like relinquishing their responsibility in their relationship, in the covert narcissist relationship. And it's hurtful because it's like having someone there but having no one there at all. And yet you go more than halfway to meet them, and they are really kind of faltering on their obligation or their part of the relationship with you. And in the overt relationship, it requires an excessive amount of energy, attention, and responsibility on the other half of the relationship, where, you know, you now become the one who's responsible for doing all the heavy lifting in the relationship. And that can be very exhausting, abusive, and you know, they just have more of an unspoken sort of judgment of you. Rather than going, you know, and meeting you halfway, it's more of an unspoken judgment where they're just expecting you to move mountains, and they haven't really communicated to you in certain respects. It's more of an abuse of omission, or not being there in a specific way. Again, it's a very elusive sort of situation, and but it's something that becomes very apparent to you once you've gone through it, because you're not as apt to proclaim it or identify it as abuse. You think that they're more just the quiet little mouse who's undisturbing, who's very quiet, just unassuming, but yet it's through the deficit of what they're providing in the relationship that creates the abuse and the imbalance, and the fact that they really know that you should not be putting them at the center of everything the way that you have. You've put them on this unseen, you know, unconsciously aware pedestal that the abuse occurs. Because, you know, it's okay to have love in relationship, but it should not just be one where one is on the pedestal and the other is down. You should never have to take a second fiddle. You're no less important than them, and don't let anyone ever believe that or treat you as such, because you have a voice. You deserve to be acknowledged, and that is very crucial and important, I do feel. And what ends up happening is their life, and there's a funny comedian, his name is Sebastian Maniscalco, and I can type that out if you want it. But Sebastian Maniscalco, he makes a funny comment about his father, an Italian father, and his house was like the man cave. Living with a covert narcissist, it's almost like their house. It is almost like their house is the man cave and you're just in it, and you don't feel like any part of the environment is yours. There's a real sort of misrepresentation or underrepresentation of you in the household. And this is what becomes very unhappy. This creates quite a bit of the unhappiness, the disturbance, the discomfort, and the reason for really a desiring of more out of life. So again, the key is learning to have your needs heard, met, acknowledged to the best of your ability, and to really be able to have that balanced out in the relationship, so you don't feel underrepresented, unheard, and abused in the process. Peace and harmony here with you here today. Hope these videos help. Please share and subscribe for more great tools, videos, and discussions. Make it a beautiful day.